Well, we just did some before times on the machine, and it's time. This thing needs some power. Got the 4-seater here. We're gonna do head studs.
Yep. Yeah, so all this stuff we've had opened up because I got a bunch of stuff, so we had to open up some of these boxes, so everything's been kind of sitting for a week or two.
I swear they've seen this stuff already. But anyways, we got head studs, we got bigger injectors, got an intake.
Yep.
Let's see, this is stuff I just threw in there. You guys go to Michigan a lot.
Those are kind of nice.
These are nice. You can mount them to any
plates that you can put your stickers on.
Then you just trim around them. So that'll be my stickers for next year. That is that box.
Got a couple directions. And then you guys seen this in one of our previous videos. This is my old big turbo.
So obviously it's not going to have an exhaust housing on it.
Got the turbo rag in it.
Turbo rags are in it. But, yeah. We will obviously not use this exhaust housing, but just use the one that's in it. I already got a charge tube on it. I already got an Evo blow-off valve on it. We're going to do Evo clutch kit. Put the new Trinity exhaust on it. I think you guys have seen it since then. What else we got?
I think that's pretty much it. So we just got to take the seat out. I think we're starting with the fuel pump first, right?
Yeah, we'll do fuel pump. On this video, I think we're going to do fuel pump, injectors.
And probably the head studs.
Yeah, probably do head studs, and then we'll do turbo next video.
Yeah, and then we'll also do our before and after times, so
yeah,
show much of a difference, and then maybe do some clutch tuning, stuff like that, because, so if it's anything like it was at my machine, I mean, I was close, I was 8,500, and I came out and I was 9,000 plus, you know, I was hitting a limiter, I mean, it was a ton of power. It took a lot of work
and a lot of dialing.
Yeah, so we're going to run into the same thing with yours, I'm sure. So
I'm sure, but
luckily, your machine right now with these big tires on here, we got these 32s on here right now. His RPMs are kind of low anyway, so maybe it won't be as bad because these tires are kind of heavy. So, you know, maybe it'll be 86, 8,700 and it won't be too bad. You know, it'll be kind of close.
So what are you thinking? We go out here and after we get this done, we go out here and rip it with these tires and this clutch set up the way it is and not even mess with the clutching yet?
Yeah, I would say. And then we'll see if we got to dial it in from there. So.
Well, we're going to change the clutch.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, we're changing the clutch, so we don't necessarily...
Yeah, we could try this one out, though, and then we could throw a clutch kit in it and get it, you know, closer from there.
Okay. So I'm going to pull both rear seats and get them out of the way.
Yep.
Because you got to lean in here a lot, so I'm going to do that now.
Yeah, we're going to have some time lapses running some stuff that's going to be a little longer, and then we'll just cut in with our videos like normal, so...
Alright, so if you've already had your recall done, this was in 2018, it's got a rubber boot that covers everything, which does pretty good keep the mud out of there. I guess people were getting rocks and dirt and debris stuck in here, and
then you go sit on your chair and it'd push...
It was breaking and causing fuel leaks.
Yeah.
But so you take this off, then this cover here snaps in there, and you can just push on these little fingers and get it to come out. And you have to disconnect your wire to get it to come out of that boot right there. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I blew all this out, as you've seen on the time lapse with the air compressor, trying to get it cleaned up. So now I'm going to disconnect my lines here. They just pop right off. And then...
You're going to pull them?
I mean, I can.
There you go. That's how it, and it slides right out of there. And if you want, you can...
be careful. I mean, the older your machine gets, the more brittle it's going to be.
Yep.
But
Another thing to keep in mind too is you can undo them all the way too to try to get them out of the way.
Yeah, so they don't get broke. I normally
pull them
just
up
take
inside.
them off. If I can get my fat fingers in there.
Don't be body shaming your fingers, Tim. Finger shaming.
Finger shaming. So then that's that, and you're gonna have some pressure on this line. Hopefully it bled off by now, but yeah, it did.
That'll make a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, so then basically I just take, these are always a pain, but I always take and try to push them back in here.
Just to get them out of your way.
Yeah, because you got to get this ring off.
It's a little tight, as you can tell.
It's very tight. And then your wire, you could take and...
So I don't know how Tim does this. I know on my machine I got a big set of channel locks. I mean, probably the biggest ones you could buy at, your local
Well, I mean,
place.
I got the same set. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I like...
That's generally how I get on there.
I like the screwdriver trick
Okay.
with a hammer, but we'll get your...
There you go. I mean, this worked pretty good for me. I like
He said the biggest set of channel locks you can buy, but
That's
they're from
probably
Harbor.
them, yeah.
These are from Harbor Freight. These
No, they are not. They're
Harbor
Huskies.
Freight. Husky, Harbor Freight, same thing.
They do the job.
Yeah.
So you just open them up as big as you can.
They're almost so big that
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
can't even get in there. Let's see.
Yeah, I think mine are a little bigger. I could be wrong, but... So then
Well,
you
it
get a
doesn't matter if
little
they're bigger.
leverage.
They're junk.
There you go. So you just crack it loose, and then you should be able to get it from there. Once you get it cracked loose, there you go.
See, the fuel line's already back in your way.
Yep, came back out of there. Decided to come say hello.
And then,
So, yeah.
then going back together, I like, I don't know, I didn't show it, but I like taking just some all-purpose grease that you use for packing wheel bearings or whatever, and putting it on the threads of this plastic collar, and it helps the plastic to plastic, like, grips itself. So if you can take and put something on there, some lube, try to help it out a little bit, it'll make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, see, I barely can turn it still.
That's what happens when you go mudding all the time, Tim.
Mud?
You gotta live that sand life like I do.
Hey, man, listen. It's all good. I use my machine. My machine is used. Unfortunately,
It's been an ongoing battle, in case you guys didn't notice earlier.
the viewers don't really get to see me use my machine because my, master recorder guy here doesn't want to come on all these trips because he only bought a sand pounder.
There you go.
But we'll leave that.
Who
for
knows? Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll get something one of these days. Something that'll we could take other places.
Anybody got something wrecked or broke for a good deal? We'll buy it, fix it, and
Yeah, there you
ride
go.
it. See, then your ring's off. So I
Yep.
just take and put some lube in here.
Yeah, you're gonna want to clean that thing up a little bit too
Yeah.
before you go sliding everything
It's
together.
all gonna get cleaned up.
Yep.
Before I open it up, I'm gonna hold it down and blow it out again.
Yep. And then we'll show you guys this all sliding apart.
All right, so I blew it off, scraped around it.
So you got to kind of rotate these things as you're pulling them out of here. Let it drip a little bit. And then we're going to go set this thing up on the bench here.
All right, so I didn't show you the fuel pump. It was in a box in the house. So AEM fuel pump. They're big fuel pump for bigger injectors, E85, stuff like that. Also, big turbos. But this is going to be just like a standard install. Not really nothing crazy. Pull your power wires.
Yeah, everything's pretty much plug and play compared to a lot of them, from what I understand.
Maybe not. There we go.
There you go.
One. There's two. Then, gotta get this off of here.
Yeah, you pop that off, and then you got your line right here that you're going to be taking off, and then you're going to replace it with a rubber hose. So we'll go ahead and he
Well, then-
already snipped that. We're not reusing that, so it should have a hose with it.
It does. It's laying right
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so then you just slide this out. That's still good, but it's not good for
Yeah, it's not going to work for what we need.
the setup you're going to be running.
It's always nice though to have some spare parts. You know, someone's in a pinch or something like that. You always got, you know, some extra parts. Someone burns up a stock fuel pump, and you always got one.
Cut that piece out, and then it's really, you might as well just run this whole video. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Straightforward.
Yeah, these things have gotten easier and easier over the years.
So you got a little.
This is the most plug and play one I've seen yet. So
cap here. I think the spades are the same. Yeah, so you got a small one and a big one, so that's your positive and negative. You could double check it. It says negative, positive, obviously red and black. And then you got your other cap here. Okay, so then we will just get her in here. So then it's locked in.
yeah, we're also going to throw a zip tie on it. Extra peace of mind. And you might also have to trim that.
I mean, this is not your
Yeah, it's snapped in
well,
place.
your cage was modified.
Yeah,
this
correct.
One's
Yep.
not.
Yep.
So I don't know that we even need it on here. But
Okay.
on yours, because it was modified for the old style big fuel pump.
Yep. So you might not need it on there.
Let's see.
You might have to trim that fuel line down just a little bit.
It's on. So now here's how I do this. So you want this head to sit level. You see how it flexes because that's how they hold it on with other pieces of line. So basically, I will just hold it here, and I'll get
Kind of a rough idea.
a rough
Mark it.
size, what we need, and that, and then did they come with new hose clamps? All right, so I found them. They were in a bag in the other box. So, needless to say, get them on there, just so you can slide this on. It is plastic, so I guess.
Yeah, you don't want to get too crazy with it.
Try.
It also makes it a little bit easier too if you you try not to cut that hose too long, because then you're just got to fight with it more.
Yeah, I gotta slide it down and try to equal it out a little bit, but he's giving me a hard time because I cut his short. He's like, well, at least you cut yours short too.
You cut it shorter than I would have for sure, but
I mean, that's what makes it easy to get on.
yeah. I was just thinking like a happy medium.
Yeah. Let's see. So the head is still slightly angled, so I want to try to slide this down.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's
Pretty
even.
close.
So go ahead and tighten these up. Everything's pretty
And then
equal.
after you slide these up and tighten these down, I mean,
That's pretty much it. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. You just got to slide it all back together.
You
Pretty
gotta
simple.
put your new filter on, which we'll just
Yep.
go ahead and do that right now before I tighten this up. All right here. So it's got that's where your fuel comes in.
Yep.
This is a little push pin. Once it goes on,
Yeah, just
locks
aligns it.
on.
There you go. That goes on there, and that slides right there for the alignment pin.
There we go. Okay, that is that. I'm going to tighten this up and we'll show you throwing her back in.
For a good time, call Tim.
That's right.
So this is what we found is the best way to,
That's a lifesaver.
yeah, to get rid of fuel,
So this
or
is
to
a-
move fuel, I guess.
This is a smaller diameter one, but I even have a bigger. I have a 3/4 or 1 inch one. It really moves some fuel.
Yeah. So this thing is one of those ones that got the marble in the bottom of it.
You can hear it.
Yep. So here, when you got this open, if you guys are going to switch fuels, you know, doing something similar, if you're going to switch fuels, this is the perfect time to do it because you can really get all the fuel out of it at this point. So
I mean, you can get most of it through the fuel cap.
yeah, you can get most of it, but you're going to get it the best right now because you can go down in that little little window down there that allows you to get low. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and empty all the fuel out of this thing. So when we fire this thing back up, we're gonna put it on E85 with the big turbo kit. So we're gonna go ahead and empty this fuel, and then
only for a short time, unfortunately, because it's winter time.
Yeah, it's getting cold out here, so we're gonna put it in.
Hopefully, we can get this machine, you know, done and tuned and put it back to 93, and that's basically good all winter. And then come spring, throw some E85 back in it. And I think my plan is I think, like my trail riding trips, I think I'll probably run 93, and then the dunes I'll run E85.
Yeah,
just makes
it's real. Evo makes it real simple for switching back and forth. You don't even have to adjust anything. You literally just change the tune, change the fuel, and you're good to go. So it's really pretty easy going. So
here she is, almost empty already.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and show you guys sliding this fuel pump back together. All right, so this is what you guys are looking for. It's just got the marble right there on the end of it.
Menards sells at Home Depot. I'm sure Harbor Freight sells it. They've been around for a long time. Some old man showed me this, and they've come in handy.
Yeah.
But it's just a little marble, and it just...
And that way the marble, so you pull it back and forth, you move it back and forth real fast.
And it creates the suction.
It creates the suction, exactly. You don't have to, you know, hit it with your mouth or anything like that to pull it out of there. So.
All right. So, you know, if you haven't done this before, there is, like, see, this has got, it's got a arrow.
Yep.
You can also mark which way. There's two lines here too that line it up, but what I've noticed is it's kind of, they're always tilted like this. So if you've never done it before, you could pull it out and mark it. I mean, it's really not the end of the world to figure out, but I've heard people say, you know, to mark it, but I don't really see a point in it. I've done so many of these. It's really not that big of a deal. But basically, I'm going to go ahead and put some lube on this, and we'll get her sealed back up. I used, I have this brake caliper pin grease I always use for a little bit of everything. But, let's see.
Just makes sliding it back together a little easier. You don't have to put a lot on there.
Make sure it's...
Yeah, now it's getting tighter, yep.
Alright, so what I'm going to show, I'll go ahead and show you what I mean by the position. Alright, so these lines come out of here. And they got this...
Yeah, they got an angle to them, and you want to make sure everything lines up.
Hard angle. So, basically, that's, you know, the position that it's going to then go. So I'm basically going to push these lines back off and hold the pump to where it can't turn, and then just tighten it down and call it a day.
Yep. All right, so once you got it in its place and you go to tighten this down, give it its last little bit, it stays put. I mean, it doesn't rotate with the thing. So once you got your angle and you get it close, you should be good. Now everything should slide together. You put your green caps back on there.
Yeah, we'll do that real quick.
All right, so once everything's tightened back up, you just throw these back in there. You plug your wires in, and you should be good.
Well, this other cap's kind of a pain, but now we got this rubber boot.
Yep.
Your wire will have
Got to
to
go slide through there. Yeah, it's got a cut in it.
Now, this is I notched this.
I was gonna say I thought you did, yeah.
All right, so then that's on. So we just plug this in. Yours might have the fuel lines pushed through it, which would be a little bit more of a pain. But basically, I just took this pick and was able to come down here and pull up on this, and then you can disconnect your lines and everything else. But
And then those just slide right through the slit right there.
yeah, that just pushes down around.
Yep. They'll slide down in there, and you're good to go. So she's empty. She's got no fuel in her. And you put that cap on, you're all done.
Here's this.
That's a fuel pump and a Polaris RZR. Now next we'll be on to the injectors.
All right, guys. So we're gonna do the injectors now. These are stock injectors. We're gonna put bigger injectors in there so we can run some E85. But basically, press this button right here, and this wire will then come off. You can just tuck it out of your way. Same thing with the other one, which I've already done this because it's kind of a pain to make sure. You can go ahead and loosen up the 2 bolts and pull the rail, and most of the time you're going to drop the sand and dirt and debris, because you can wash as much as you want and there's still going to be junk behind the injector. So what I found is you take a pick and wiggle the injector around a little bit. The clip is going to hold it, so you don't want to go crazy with it, but that'll kind of move it around, break it up. Then just take a blowgun, get down in here real good on each side, you know, and then you can wiggle it around there too as well. And basically
loosen it up and then blow it out.
Yeah, you're loosening it up. That crap will just fall right in the intake and go right in the motor, and I mean, I don't really like doing that. So if you can clean it beforehand, here's your fair warning, letting you know. And then just an 8mm. 8mm will then
break that fuel line loose.
Take the rail loose. Then you can pull those out. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward, as long as you don't have a mess to clean up.
Yeah, there's might be a little bit once you pull the fuel line off of there.
Very little.
Yeah, very little,
if you have good air compressor, and, you know, and you wiggle it around enough, you can hardly ever see anything.
Another trick you could do too. So I've seen people in the past, they siphon as much fuel out as they can, and then they take this clip off that's right behind Tim's arm. And I'll show you here in just a second.
Well, here's one here and here. Right, this is the easy one.
Yeah. So you can pop that loose, and then you just go right over here, and you can actually run this out. You know, tuck it out here, and you can actually spray the fuel. So you can feed it through here and then spray the fuel into a fuel can. So basically, I would try to get as much out as you can.
Yeah, but that's
and then let the pump do the rest of it.
You'd have to like jump the relay. Or
you just turn the key on.
Yeah,
you just cycle the key on, and it's just to get rid of the last little bit.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense, though. Because I was going to say, if you're trying to drain the whole tank that way.
No, not the whole tank. Happen. No, you want to get as much out as you can.
Okay.
That way you just got to cycle it a couple
times. So before I pull this all the way, I'm going to wiggle it around here like this. And I'm going to blow in here again. And a little bit more, a little rocker. A little bit more there. Hopefully it don't kick on. Be nice and loud. Let's try it again here. Oh. So there's very little. You can look down there. Can you zoom in on it?
Mm-hmm.
You see the dirt?
A little bit.
A little bit of dirt around there. I mean, I don't really know how else to get around it. You're gonna have it. But look, then you just pop these clips. There's one. Carefully take that out. I'm trying to stop this fuel so it don't push that shit in the cylinder.
Yeah.
Well, there's that one. I basically got all the junk from falling in there. That's good. Then we just got this clip here. Let me see, is there still some junk over here? There is a little bit.
Yeah, just try to clean up as much of that as you can.
Okay, so then you pull that clip without dropping it down the belly pan. Pull that injector out. So there's them injectors and clips.
Let's show you guys the new setup here.
That was actually pretty clean.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Most of them are not going to be that clean. I mean, I probably spent 5 minutes blowing that out. So
yeah,
the better you can get it, the better off you're going to be. I mean, it's not good, but I don't think that it'll harm anything. So
yeah, just try to get the best you can.
I mean, there ain't really much you can do about it.
We'll show you guys over here on the bench, pulling out the new injectors.
So, here's stock injectors. I'm going to clean them up before I put them away. There was nothing wrong with them. So the new injectors are, I think, even different than Will's.
They look like it.
They actually got a nice, spacer that's adapting them to fit in. So you basically have two bolts. Comes with longer bolts and spacers. That's the spaced fuel rail. I don't even think, well, no, we can still use them. So the plastic clips, I still believe will clip onto here and clip it onto the rail. And this is just some sort of spacer or adapter that they got attached to it. So whatever, and then they got a plug adapter here.
Would you say you're on a big injector guy?
I'm a big injector guy. I'm a big wheelie guy.
Oh, okay, nice.
Do more wheelies than you in your own machine.
Oh, get out of here with your weak wheelies. I've seen those piddly things.
Listen, I didn't have them seat puckering moments that you had, but
maybe you'll have them yourself.
I have
this
my
summer.
own machine to pay for, let alone paying for yours. So.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have the power this year. You're gonna have the power. You're gonna have the tires.
I'll be a big everything guy.
Yep. There you go.
All right, so let's go over here and put these injectors in. So same thing here. So I like lubing up these O-rings so they don't get pinched or ripped as you try to put them into basically a dry socket. So let's see what we got here.
I've heard people use different stuff. Dielectric grease. I've heard before. I've heard petroleum grease. I've heard KY jelly. I've heard all kinds of crazy Vaseline. I've heard all kinds of crazy stuff.
I got a whole bunch of this stuff for free a while ago.
So that's what it's gonna get.
So we'll see. And I didn't even get it all. Oh, I did. All right, good.
So you don't need a lot, just a light coating on there, and you should be good. So we'll show you guys this all going back together.
All right, so let's see if we can get these bad boys down in here. Kind of
A little tight.
a little bit long. A lot of bit long. So let's see if we can. There we go. Let's see if we can get the other one on. So we got to get these plastic clips back on. I didn't clean those yet, but see if we can get this other one in here. Not looking very promising.
Yeah, I think the side was tighter if I remember right.
I just pulled injectors out the other day. Not even on this. There we go. Let's see if I can get these on.
All right, guys, everything's all back together. So you can see down in there, you got that nice spacer in there. So some of the kits that you see have washers in there, so those come with nice spacers on them. So, but everything's put back together here. Everything's plugged back in. So, yeah, the injectors are done. So we're gonna move on to head studs next.
All right, so put some lube on the backside of both washers of the heads for the head studs. This is the spot. This is what's going to go down into the block and bottom out. You don't go crazy on this. You just hand tighten it down in there, and till it stops. And I'm just going to run it down in there. It's got an Allen. Run it down in there and put a little on here so it makes less resistance as you're trying to tighten it up. So you